Hey everyone, Gaijin Goomba here. So Ubisoft reached out to me and wanted to sponsor a video based around their new open-world co-op military shooter Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I figured, why not? In the last couple of sponsored videos I did for their different games, I was pretty surprised to find a lot of historical and cultural origins behind them. For Ghost Recon Wildlands though, you and up to 3 other friends infiltrate a drug empire in Bolivia called the Santa Blanca. Your 5 main targets are Nydia Flores, cartel beauty queen and head of international trafficking operations, El Cardenal, a displaced Catholic priest who now acts as the principal face and influencer of the cartel's image, El Yayo, head of cocaine production and refinement, El Muro, head of security, checkpoints and detainment, and finally, El Sueño, the brutal, unforgiving leader of the Santa Blanca Cartel who is believed to have been spiritually awakened. Or so he says. Your mission is to destroy it from the shadows, and there's lots of ways of doing it. You can go in guns blazing, you can utilize long-range tactics or infiltration, and it's completely up to you which division of the Santa Blanca Cartel you hit first. Honestly, I like the personal freedom that provides, but I figured a culture buff like myself really couldn't have a way of taking apart the cartel. But then I noticed something. Cartel members Nydia Flores, El Cardenal, and El Sueño are literally covered in religious symbolism. So I dug a little deeper into the cartel's religious dogma. Turns out their power of manipulation and control all stem from one religious figure, Santa Muerte, the saint who the cartel says protects them and those that serve them from death. And you hear this all the time in the game trailers.
Allow La Santa Muerte to protect you from death.
So how do you fight an enemy that doesn't fear death? Oh, trust me, there is a way. But in order to do it, we first gotta learn everything we can about the authoritative symbol the Santa Blanca Cartel hides behind, Santa Muerte. Greenhorns going into this mission would automatically write off Santa Muerte as an unstructured cultist symbol that should be tarnished and demonized. That's big mistake number 1. From everything I've researched, Santa Muerte is anything but a purely evil figure. In fact, she's a symbol of hope to a lot of people. Santa Muerte, or the Lady of Holy Death, is believed by many to be a true saint, revered in Mexico as well as parts of North America's southwest. Her patrons describe her as being associated with protection, healing, and safe passage into the afterlife. Some believe that Santa Muerte is a fallen archangel, doing what she can to regain favor in the eyes of God by performing miracles to believers, while others believe Santa Muerte is derived from the Aztec goddess of death, Mectequesahuatl, or Lady of the Dead. But regardless of which origin is correct, none of them associate Santa Muerte with being a deity who revels in the deaths of others. She's not exactly a mainstream saint, but I certainly wouldn't call her evil. If anything, it seems cold-blooded murder would anger her to no end, which is ironic considering how much unjust killing the Santa Blanca Cartel does. Big mistake number 2 would be overlooking the smaller details that surround Santa Muerte and what she represents. She is a saint believed by many to grant favors to those that have faith in her, and there are numerous ways in which people have sought out her help. For example, statues of Santa Muerte come in a variety of color and design, and each of them beckon a different favor from her. Her most common color, white, represents gratitude and cleansing of negative influences, gold represents success and prosperity, amber yellow represents good health often seen in places of rehabilitation fighting alcoholism and drug abuse, red for love and emotional stability, blue symbolizing wisdom, and finally black, the version we see used by the Santa Blanca Cartel representing complete protection against black magic and negative energies. This makes sense as El Sueño claims that his cartel can protect people from death. Big mistake number 3 would be believing that Santa Muerte's following is small and obscure. It's actually quite large. While many of her patrons have broken away from the Catholic Church, many others still associate her as being a true Catholic saint. This is why we see so much Catholic symbolism within the Santa Blanca Cartel. While Santa Muerte is not officially acknowledged in the Catholic Church as a saint, in many ways she's still tied to the Catholic Church despite her public outcasting. Heck, El Cardenal, the religious public face of the Santa Blanca Cartel, was excommunicated for preaching, quote, forbidden cults, which I can only assume were sermons about Santa Muerte. This leads to the question of why so many people are followers of Santa Muerte, and the answer might be simpler than you think. Many anthropologists say that the following of Santa Muerte is what they would classify as a, quote, cult of crisis, meaning her following comes theoretically from the constant poverty and threats to life many of these parts of the world face. Santa Muerte, a saint that provides favors and protection to her believers, appealed to many down-and-out folk who face poverty and persecution on a constant basis. While the press associates Santa Muerte with hard violence and criminal activity, most of her followers are those involved in more petty economic crimes, acting in desperation in order to just survive day to day. So to put it simply, Santa Muerte is believed to watch over those that society has kicked around the hardest. Taking this back to the game world of Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's easy to see why the Santa Blanca would have such a hold on the people through Santa Muerte. Many of them appear to be living in low-income or improvised housing and likely facing insane levels of hardship. So knowing all this, how would I dismantle the Santa Blanca Cartel? Which of the top dogs would I go after first? That one's easy. El Cartel would be top on my list to take out. Why? Because the basis of El Sueño's influence comes from Santa Muerte herself. Everything he does, everything he claims, all of his power derives from the manipulation and perversion of Santa Muerte. I mean, yeah, I suppose his predisposition for wanton destruction gives him power over people, but as history has proven over and over again, religious fanaticism is a powerful motivator for revolution. And if you can shatter that fanaticism, the rest will fall away. If you take down El Cartel first, you not only take out the public symbol of the Santa Blanca Cartel, but also heavily disrupt the public's view of El Sueño's connection to Santa Muerte. In fact, it would actually be really clever if the player could use the rebel group Qatar's 26 to beat El Cartel at his own game by spreading the word of what Santa Muerte actually does: defends the downtrodden from oppression. It may not be the fastest or easiest way to bring down El Sueño, but to get his own people to turn on him would be the most detrimental method of dismantling his cartel. I mean, when you think about it, I can only imagine how rough the infrastructure of the Santa Blanca organization must be right now. If the cartel was purely built on business, I could see things running smoother, but the moment you introduce a deity as a cornerstone to your empire, you never can tell what people might do in the name of religion. This is why culture and the understanding of it can be one of the most powerful tools in warfare. Religion and spirituality at their best help people cope with the unknown and provide a sense of ease to the mysteries of life. But all too often it can become corrupted into serving the selfish gains of an individual or an organization. History has seen it happen time and time again, and that's why it is so critical to understand everything about the people you're trying to not only fight, but protect. It'll not only help lead you to victory, but also help to quickly establish stability and peace. But thanks for watching, everyone, and hey, if you want to learn more about the Santa Blanca Cartel, you can check out the promotional live-action story, War Within the Cartel, on Amazon. It helps establish the story behind the game a bit more so you have a better idea of what lies in store for you in the game. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of our newest Theorist videos, and if you're looking to learn more about Santa Muerte, I did a video over on my channel talking about how she might have some relation with Pokemon Sun and Moon's Decidueye. But until next time, everyone, this is Gaijin Goomba signing out.